Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about the Maven concept and pm.xml file. So in my last two videos, I have talked about the Cucumber, I have talked about the Gherkin syntax. So if you have not watched those videos, then please watch because all my videos are connected to one another. So if you'll get the Maven concepts once you are familiar with them. Now, in this Maven concept structure, we are going to learn about the build tools. We'll see what is Maven. We'll try to see that what types of problem basically the Maven resolves, what is dependencies, what is pm.xml file, and what are different types of elements that pm.xml file contains. So first, let's understand what is build tool. So this term build tool refers to a tool that automates everything related to building a software. Now, when you're building a software, the things that's required is basically the jar files. You will also need maybe auto-generated code. You will need installation to pack codes on server. So you need a documentation for source code. So you'll have these types of different requirements. Now, when you're working with a build tool, then you have to follow all these requirements, or you can say you have to configure them in your project and then use them. Now, by automating the build process, you can reduce the risk of human errors while building software manually. And also, this makes the steps faster and better than the manual process. So, the build tool is important for a project execution. Now, we'll see what is Maven. So, it's a very easy structure to work on. So if you talk about Maven, it's a project management tool that uses a POM structure. So POM stands for basically project object model. So when you build a Maven project, you will have a pm.xml file along with it. I will talk about this pm.xml file. Now let's first see what exactly this Maven brings us for us. So basically this tools helps us to building and managing Java-based projects, and you can write your projects easily. That helps us to understand that's basically based on the Java structure. So if you look into the basically if you look into this Maven project structure, you will find uh, lots of folders created, and you will find a specific space for each and every executions of the projects. Now, just talking about what type of problems we can resolve with Maven. So if you talk about Maven, Maven resolves lots of problems. Now, if you just consider a normal project, then you will see that a normal project basically needs a jar file. And that jar file we have to configure manually. Now, adding a third party, like adding something to your applications, that makes things, and that also manually makes steps difficult. Now, Maven just cuts out this part. Maven make it very easy. Just add the dependencies to your project, and then you can easily configure them. But the best part of the Maven, if you talk about, is the error resolving part. So if you come across any errors, and if you are not familiar with it, then you can easily watch that Maven wiki page where you will find full errors description, and you can easily resolve them. So this makes the environment friendly. So basically, you talk about the errors, error environment friendly. So if we are working on any project structure, and if you are easy to resolve the errors, so half your work is done there. So that's the main part that Maven focus on. And the configuration process, if you'll come across, is easier than any structure you talk about. So mostly while writing projects, we refer to the Maven project structure. Now we'll see what is dependencies. So dependency is basically is a part of Maven. So in this pm.xml file, we add the dependencies. So basically these dependencies are available in the Maven repository website. So just visit that Maven repository website, take the dependencies from there, add it to your file, and just you will have all the jar files back in your project. That's what dependency is. So if you talk about the definition of dependency, it's a general phrase used in software engineering to describe one piece of software depends on another. So it's like you're building a software, and that software is dependent on these dependencies. That brings the jar files, and that makes the complete project. Now, this pm.xml file. So this I've been talking from the very first time that project object model is needed in Maven. So when you build a Maven project, you'll find a pm.xml file added to that project. Now, the goal of this pom.xml file is to bring all the necessary configuration information at one place. So just by adding dependencies to our pm.xml file, this all the configurations informations we will have it at one. All the jar files will add it to our project, and then our project will be ready to use. Now, these are the elements that pm.xml file basically gets by default. Now, based on our requirement, we can add more elements to our pm.xml file. So when more elements are added, then it's like the complete project is built. So the best part is you have some default elements, and based on your requirement, keep on adding your elements, and then things becomes easier to work on. That's all about the Maven dependencies pm.xml file. Now, if you want to read more about it, as usual, you can go to our blogs. It's uploaded in the website. Read, explore yourself, and just have a clear vision of this Maven. That's all in this video. We'll go to the practical phase in our next video. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.